Welcome back, Miraculous fans, to another tier list with Hungry Harmony. And happy Miraculous Monday, everyone! And since there isn't any episode that's being released right now, especially in Season 4, well, it's time for our tier list! And this is gonna be Season 2. And this time I finally made a tier list on an actual website, which I made it myself, but I don't know if I can do that for Season 3, because this one I found pictures for Season 2, but not really for Season 3, so Season 3 may come a little later. We shall see. But I don't want to keep you guys waiting. I want you guys to know how I rank these Season 3 episodes. And you may notice, yes, there's 2 episodes missing, which is the season finale, and I think we'll all know where that will go, but I'll let you guys know when we get there. So let's start with Episode 1. Episode 1, The Collector. Well, I think everyone will have to agree that this is definitely a posthumous episode, because it was very smart of Gabriel to akumatize himself so that people won't suspect that he is Hawkmoth. One time he is genius. But yes, and well, even though the reasonings weren't so, maybe kind of valid, but it was all a plan, it was just a plan to trick people, so it was still genius on its own, but yes, definitely posthumous. Alright, Despair Bear. Well, if I have to be honest, the villain wasn't so fun. But it was a moment when we had an Adrianette, so it was very more towards the relationships that I very enjoyed, and also we got character development with Chloe. This whole Season 2 is definitely about Chloe, about character development and how she rises and falls, but mostly rises. It's in Season 3 when she falls. I was like, oh man! But I gotta give it to this, that in character development and just getting to know, and of course we had that little Adrianette moment with Adrian and Marinette, so I was like, yes! So, but I'm not gonna put it as posthumous, but I'm gonna put it as a good episode because I did enjoy it. I just very disliked the villain. As in the style. It was interesting, but I think if everything else was better, but the villain, not so much. Alright, Prime Queen. Oh my gosh, this is when we got the video of, or the proof when they saw they actually kissed something. That was good. As a villain perspective, it was very creative. I did very much like it. So I think I may just put this as a good episode. It wasn't, I want to say it wasn't as much as a posthumous episode compared to The Collector, but I'm definitely putting it as good. But if I have to compare it, yes, it's better than Despair Bear. Next, Befana. To be fair, it's hard. I want to say it's an okay episode. I mean, okay, I gotta say, at the ending when Adrian gave a charm to Marinette, I'm like, that was an awesome moment. But the whole thing with the grandma and just Marinette being a kind of a jerk, but also the grandmother being very thinking Marinette is still a kid, but not. But overall, even the villain was kind of confusing to me, how the powers worked and this and that. But I mean, look, somehow it made sense. But I'm just gonna say it's an okay episode. I'll definitely watch it again, but once is fine with me. Yeah, but I'll definitely probably watch it either again just to get that relationship with Marinette and Adrian and that little closeness there. But yeah, it's an okay episode. Repost. Our introduction to Kagami. Oh man, that was that was a good episode, because then we got a rivalry from Marinette and just who loves Adrian. So I'm gonna have to say it was a good episode. I did enjoy it. And just getting introduced to Kagami and of course Japanese and stuff like that, and I liked it. I liked it a lot, and the relationship, and also Marinette trying to join fencing, interesting, but there was also a little bit of a relationship there. So yeah, I still think it was a really good rivalry between the relationships of each other. So it was a good episode. Next is Robustus. Oh my freaking gosh, Robustus is definitely a posthumous episode. And I remember this because, or why I think that is because it was the first time that Gabriel akumatized someone that also got him in trouble. Literally, it was so funny. And we got to know about that making a wish and what happens. This is towards the end of the episode, but what happens when you make a wish and Master Fu's saying no, we should not do that, that's not a good thing, it's this and that, kind of explaining more of that powers and stuff, and that, because if Robustus, wished to become a real boy, someone might lose their humanity. I'm like, what? So no, actions or, you know, like wishes have consequences. So boom. I remember watching this and seeing that Robustus is the most powerful akumatized villain ever. Like, because he can control technology, like I thought there was no way he can lose. It was so close. It was intense. And definitely I don't know if now since watching season 4 if he's the strongest akumatized villain, but I remember when start of season 3, I think even in season 3 he is the strongest akumatized character, because he even gave a hard time to Hawkmoth, which was funny to watch. But yes. And of course in season 4 we see that kind of change so that Robustus doesn't turn on Hawkmoth or now Shadowmoth. So yeah, sneaky Robustus, but definitely a Possumus. Definitely. Gigantium. Exist. Dark Owl! Oh my freaking gosh, this was a reveal that was almost a reveal. If only they stinking opened their eyes. But I remember seeing so many people who did fan comics to see what would happen if one of them actually did open their eyes, and I'm like, ah! So that Dark Owl is definitely a awesomest episode. Though I gotta say, I like Robustus better than the Collector, and I like the Dark Owl way better than, like, I almost want to say that Dark Owl is one of my favorite, definitely the top favorites in season 2. Crazy, and I love the concept, and it was just so funny, and kind of cringe with, you know, Principal Damocles it was just so cringy, but him as a villain was, it was fun and enjoyable, and oh my goodness, all they had to do was open their eyes, and that was like very seeing the smart of Ladybugs, and like, well, we, you know, gotta have a plan from A to Z, you know, like plan A, plan B, like just in case if things go haywire, I don't know. But yes, definitely. Glaciator, also a Possumus episode. Definitely a Possumus episode, but I think I like Dark Owl a little bit more than that. Oh man, Glaciator, that was just when they both disappointed each other. That was crazy relationship. That was like Ladybug didn't show up to Cat Noir's little picnic on the roof with candlelight and red roses, and that's when Adrian didn't show up with the double date with Alia and Nino and Ivan with Milen, and just it was like the couples date, and just they all like were waiting for each other. It was just so dramatic, and at the end it was just such a it was just so heartwarming, and just such a good episode, and definitely Possumus. We're just getting Possumus episodes right after another. Socrates. That was definitely a Possumus episode, because now we finally got introduction to a new Kwami, new powers, or just like the Fox Miraculous. Introduction to the Fox Miraculous. I loved it. But even though I was not a fan of how it was given to Alia, like I think everyone was hoping that Master Fu was going to give the other Miraculous to Marinette's classmates, like individually, like he would give it to them, not the other way around, where Marinette is giving it to them. But I mean, they did it this way, but I definitely liked Alia's design of the Fox Arena Rouge, so I definitely liked it at the end, just like, oh, trust each other. It was so good. I think I liked it better than Robustus, but nope, I liked it. It's not better than Glaciator. I can't. Gorizilla, the episode where Gabriel actually suspected that Cat Noir may be Adrian, or Adrian is Cat Noir. I remember being so shocked, because I thought Gabriel knew from season 1 in Simon Says, but then just the shock for me that in Gorizilla that he didn't know or wasn't planning on it just shook me. I'm like, oh wow, he is stupid, or I thought he was a genius and I underestimated him because I thought he was a genius, but he's not. But overall, oh my gosh, that risk. I remember someone doing an actual like comic of it, like what would have happened if Adrian did transform while he was falling off that building. It's still a good episode. It's really good. It's really good. I don't want to say it's a Possumus just yet. I don't know. I may just. I don't know. That's a tough one. I think I'm putting it as good, but it's because, well, you know what? No, I'm gonna put it as a Possumus episode, but I am gonna put it right here. It's like, it's still a good episode. Villain-wise, I was like not a huge fan of it because it was like being like King Kong kind of thing, but I don't know. But, oh, here's another one that's gonna go to the exist. Actually, no, I completely messed it up. Gigantium is not so good episode because seriously, a baby. I mean, it kind of made me laugh when Gabriel tried to talk to the baby. I'm like, he's a baby, you won't understand a thing except for candy and cake or whatever, lollipop. That's the only thing you communicate with food. But no, yes, Gigantium was not so good episode, I want to say, and I did not enjoy it. Captain Hard Rock, I want to put, is also not so good, but it was better than I think Gigantium. I just really didn't like it. And the thing is, it kind of, I know what Zag was doing. I know what Zag Studios was doing, because while I think watching season 2, I was also watching Zag Storm, that's also from Zag Studios. I started watching it because I thought, I was like, oh, maybe it's as good as Miraculous Ladybug, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. Nope, and that's really a kid's show. That's really a kid's show. I just, when watching it, I can tell its ship was based off of the pirate ship in Zag Storm. So I was like, no, I'm good. And that just reminded me, and overall, I don't think it was such a good episode. And even the powers were just interestingly weird. It kind of reminded me of Guitar Rock, or what's his name, when Jagged Stone turns. Like, I had the similarity of feeling. I'm like, this is weird. But yeah, I'm just putting it as a not so good episode because I didn't really enjoy it. Zombie Zoo. Oh my goodness. We still have a little annoyance of Chloe, yet there was definitely some character development. So I do want to say Zombie Zoo is a definite like posthumous, but I don't know how far. I think I might put it right after Collector, because it's like, because it was the first time where there was a potential possibility of rejecting the Akuma, and Miss Bustier was so close, and also she's one of the sweetest teachers ever, really sweet teacher, and just her being Akumatized was like kind of heartbreaking, and I'm like, what the, she's the most sweetest, kindest person ever, even though when kids are giving her a hard time, she's like, she stands her ground. But here is like, she did want to resist, she tried to resist, but because of the temptation of like, well, what's wrong with, you know, everyone loving each other, having love? There's nothing wrong with that. But when to the extent as when Zombie Zoo became, or was doing, it was just terrible. It was not the, no, it was zombie apocalypse there. So that's why I really want to put it definitely uptight. And even when Chloe sacrificed herself so that Ladybug could finish the job, that was still very much, I think, a character development for Chloe. Like, we can tell she was going her ups and downs during season 2, and we saw her getting better, and then of course like kind of falling down to that pit of like, oh, she did it again, she was mean and this and that, like being her utterly ridiculous. But she's definitely getting a character development in this whole season 2, and I loved it. I was like, wow, we're getting more of Chloe, this is interesting, she's actually trying. Next episode, Siren. I'm gonna definitely put this as an okay episode. Overall, I did like the introduction to the new Kwami powers, and of course, Master Fu giving us that more information, but that's the only thing that was, I think, good about it. I didn't really like the villain, Akumatized villain, that much. I mean, her liking Kim, yeah, makes sense. I just, for some reason, just the design just looked creepy, and I just didn't really like it. It was definitely funny, but I just see it. But I think I liked it maybe better than Befana, because I think Marinette this time wasn't really a jerk. So I'm just gonna put it up there. But yeah, it was an okay episode. I could watch it once, I'll be fine. But I did like that it was introducing new powers and stuff like that. And of course with like Master Fu and Adrian, or Cat Noir, or Adrian and Ladybug, like there was that kind of conflict too. But for me, it was just more of an okay episode. Like like right now, if I see it, I'm like, I don't want to watch it. I'm fine. I know what happens. Like, I'm fine. Frightening Gale! Now that's a posthumous episode. I think it's even better than, ooh. Do I want to put it better than Glaciator? No, I gotta put it behind Glaciator. But Frightening Gale was such an exciting, because we got to see a Disney Channel star to be like the voice here, and also she sings that awesome song Miraculous, which I also have on my ringtone, like, or I also have on my phone. I listen to it all the time in the car if I get to, and it's just so fun. And it's for me, it's a workout. It's a workout song. I love it, like Miraculous, simply the best. And oh, I just love it. I love it. And just even like as a villain, it was very creative. Like the rhyming and everything, just dancing. I love this so much. And the almost identity reveal. Okay, sorry, I gotta put it past Glaciator. Identity is almost reveal. Like, it was so close for the auditioning and stuff like that. And it was just, it was such a great episode. I would definitely watch it again. If I had to choose, yes, I would definitely watch it. Yeah. With Glaciate, I would watch it again, but that's because I want to see the relationship. For Frightening Out, I just want to see the whole episode again. Just the whole episode. And I want to say about Socrates, yeah, I forgot to say that, but that was like when I finally learned, like, yes, like, when, like, Marinette was actually taking serious, like, hey, she would never reveal her identity because she would protect, you know, Alia from the baddies. So, yeah, that's why I was definitely up there, like, learning something new and just, like, a concept of, like, yes, this is real, like, she wouldn't want to reveal it, so that was being smart, Marinette. Next is Troublemaker. I'll be completely honest, I don't want to say it was a not so good episode. For me, it just exists. It exists. The villain just, I mean, the character itself is just okay, but not that I just didn't like, I want to say I didn't like it, but it's not that. It's more of just, I'm good at watching it once and I'll be fine. And I just did like the concept of the Akumatai's power, or villain's power with the click, like, disappearing this. That was really cool. I did like that. But with the whole storyline, and then that jagged stone goes into Marinette's room, and that just was ridiculous. And I was like, okay, fine, but I was like, oh, find out. But there was something that why I also put in exists and not so good, is that we had a very close encounter where Troublemaker removes one of Marinette's earrings, and her mask was slowly disappearing, and we were like, oh, I can't figure it out. Or like, there's gotta be a way, like, just even half the mask, except you can totally see it's Marinette. But yeah, it's just, you know, those concepts of like, oh, maybe not, I'm not sure. But it definitely, for me, was more of an exists. It exists. But yeah, it exists. I would almost want to put Siren as exist, and even Befana, but because of like what the details in it, like, I did like the powers things, but yeah, that's not that much. But yeah. Next is Reverser. I did like the relationship that they both had, like the story writer and creator, but just becoming Akumatai's, I always say it was a creative way to Akumatai's villain, but for me it was just okay. It was okay. Not so much of the big deal, but I think it was okay. Okay, Anansi. I want to say it was a good episode because I really did like the older sister. Kind of reminds me of the tomboyish, you know, tough girl kind of thing. Just like, or just being stronger and always want to be kind of like protective. But the only thing I would almost put it in okay is that the way that it was revealed how Nino got the turtle Miraculous, which was kind of weird, interesting, but it had to happen. But yeah, I would definitely put it there. I think I liked it. But oh wait, why is Riposte? No. I liked it way better than Despair Bear. But yeah, that's because of the character development. That's why I liked it so much. Like, the villain is like still my least favorite thing. But yeah, this looks good. This looks good. I like it. Next is Sandboy. That was one of the scariest ones, like with the nightmares and everything. I'm like, okay, like, I'm in love with Chloe. Yeah. Oh, totally forgot about Reverser. I kind of did laugh when they were reversed. Like, Ladybug was not lucky anymore. Now she was clumsy, and Kitty was so scared. So in a way, I think I definitely liked the Reverser a lot better, but still an okay episode. But it was like just little cute little times and stuff like that. So yeah. But sorry, yeah, with Sandboy, I'm not sure. It's something. I just want to. I feel like there's more to it, but I almost want to just say it exists. I mean, there's some creepy times in it, but I don't want to say it was not so good episode. I think it's just, it exists. But I did probably like it better than thing. Exist is not a bad thing. It's just, it's there. It's an episode. I would watch it definitely again, but once is fine. So like, for me right now, it's not so much of a memorable episode. Does that make sense? Okay, now we're getting the Queen's Battle, part 1 and 2. Okay, I'm sorry, but okay, I'll be honest, I'm gonna put these two for good, but they're definitely on the top, like, definite top. They're good episodes, and I'll definitely watch them again. But I don't think I would put them in the rank as awesome, posthumous, but yeah. The reason, like, some things, like, I would even put some of these at the end, like even like maybe Zombie Zoo Collector and this, into good, but they're actually there at the end of Possumus, because I would definitely watch them again because of the memorable things that happened that I remember. It may not be for you guys. It completely different. Like this is my ranking of what I remember and what I loved about him most, and like why is it in that rank. So because of like that one thing that just shocked me, and it wasn't even part of the episode, but I just thought Gabriel was super smart. So like just, yeah, these all are just, I think they go, kind of. Next is Frozer, which we kind of had a love rivalry with, let's just say like with Kagami, Luca, and just Adrian, and I can't believe I almost forgot, but yeah, Captain Harlow was first introduced to Luca, but it was in, I think in season 3 when I was like, ooh, but that's different, that's Silence, that was Silencer, yes, but here I was like, aw, like, I mean, Luca was a really good boy, and I'm gonna say it's definitely an okay episode. I mean, it did like the upgrades for the snow or cold or freezing power-ups, but I definitely say it's an okay episode. I mean, I'll definitely watch it again, but I'm okay with it once. Maledictator. I gotta say it was a funny episode, but I'm gonna put it as an okay. I mean, we had a cute, okay, Cat Noir was actually a cat. Now that was super cute. I love that. But it would definitely be past like this. Well, actually, like I won't even say it's better than, actually no, I'm gonna change it, because that was finally when, I mean, we were all happy that Chloe was leaving, but then she of course didn't. But oh wait, I forgot there was character development in this. Yes, this is definitely a better episode. This is definitely, yeah, you know what? It's going behind here. Because those were 1-2-parters, I really did like them. Those are great episodes. And Maledictator's one behind it, so it's very close, very close. But I totally forgot about the character development. So that was a very big moment for Chloe and Ladybug, and just everything, like just the stake of Chloe staying or not. It was crazy, and I loved it. I loved it. And of course, I don't have them here, but the last part 1 of Heroes Day and part 2 of Heroes Day, both of them are automatically going into Possumus. And they're gonna go, I'm gonna say they're gonna go both between Robustus. No, actually, it was so good. No, it was so good. How could I put them? It was so good, because it was almost time like I thought Hawkmoth was gonna be defeated. I'm gonna say part 1 is definitely, yes, part 1 is definitely between Frightening Gale and Glaciator. Like, this is where I would put it. But, part 2, definitely putting it right here in the top spot. I think it almost defeats, I want to say it defeats Dark Owl. It's just, season finales are usually the best. Like, they're usually the best episodes, because that's like gets us hype and we're so excited. But yes, I'm going to say that it's definitely number 1. Part 2 is definitely number 1. I watched that. I mean, it's the season finale, part 2, so it's like, I would definitely watch that again. And almost Hawkmoth coming out and actually fighting, now that was awesome and intense. Loved it. Well, that is my tier list for season 2, and I hope you guys will stay tuned for season 3 tier list, which should be next week, I want to say. However, I don't know if I can find enough pictures or all the episodes, since I couldn't really find pictures of the last 2 episodes, the season finale, for some reason. I don't know why, but I'll put it on there just to let you guys know, like, yes, those go over there. And I loved it. So yeah, but hopefully next week I can do the tier list. But thing is, like, it's getting to the holidays, like there may be a chance I won't be able to finish it, but that's just a heads up. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week for another Miraculous Monday. Hopefully it will happen. But yeah, Hungry Harmony is gonna be out. But remember, be miraculous, simply the best, up to the test when things go wrong. Pound it!